Yo, what's up, Grab? It's 5D here. A new Fragment fusion has launched today in Raid. You find it right here, Fragment Summons. His name is Kroz Wallbreaker, and if you do want to add this champion to your roster, you will have to do a bunch of events and tournaments starting today, and let's see how long it will last. This is one of those fusions that you can complete and keep the champion here. You don't have to, claim it or summon it immediately you get them. You have to wait towards the right time to summon them. In this video, I want to go over this fusion plan that Raid announced. They go over, they show you all the events that you're supposed to complete, that is supposed to give you five little fragments from all these events until you get 100 fragments to summon this champion. Now, they've totally made available 130 fragments, but realistically, the only one you can get your hands on is 110. No, they make 130 available, but you only need 110 to complete it. The other 20 is only available to players who can find themselves winning a tournament like champion training tournament that gives extra 10 fragments right here. So that's the only way. I'll put a question mark over there. So if you can win champion training, you get 10 extra fragments. If you can win champion chase, you get 10 extra fragments. So we don't really see that 10 extra fragments as a legit way of getting fragments. The only available fragments that is available to everybody is 110. So forget about these 20 extra that is available in these two events. So that means you will have to complete all the other events except two. Maybe you want to skip Fire Knight, maybe you want to skip Gear Hunters 1. So you have ability to skip two whole events in this one. But if you skipped two, Fire Knight and Gear Hunters that have 5 fragments each, that means you skipped the 10 that you need to skip. You have to complete all the others, right? Yes, because 20 is the only extra one you get from this winning leaderboard. So I feel like Fragment Fusion for this reason are kind of, good, because you don't normally need to complete everything. Now, why did I make this 10 extra available for you is because most players will be trying to skip summoning events, because judging from how much resources we spent on Leo that we just obtained and all these other total TNMT champions, you probably don't have enough shots to complete 2 summoning events, not to talk of 3, because they are trying to these days during fusions press 3 summoning events into fusions. So let me break down this calendar, and hopefully there's no 3 summoning events in this Fragment fusion. Right, so right now this fusion started today with a Fire Knight that did boost the chance of getting Savage gear. While you're farming a Fire Knight, the drop rate for Savage is boosted, I think, by 2x, and then that one will last all the way to, I think, the Saturday before another one will kick off. So Fire Knight is starting the same time with this Gear Hunters event, aka Dungeon Divers, and I've already started farming my Fire Knight as I speak right now. Fire Knight is running in the background with multi battles going on, right? Yeah, 2 battles done out of 30 multi battles. So I think I have to do about 40 or 50 battles to get that one. 2,250 standard Fire Knight points to get the 5 fragments in there. And that's what I'm currently farming right now. The next thing I'll do after Fire Knight will be champion training, which is starting at the same time. This will also coincide with that Gear Hunters event. And hopefully with Fire Knight and champion training, I can use that to complete Gear Hunters 1. Yes, because there is no other event that aligns with it. Dragon does not align with these Gear Hunters, so use this Fire Knight and this champion training to complete your Gear Hunters 1 event. That's the first one. So with that out of the way, let me quickly look at the other one that is coming with Dragon. So there's no reason to start your Dragon on Sunday. You might have to wait until Monday morning. That's when is the best time to farm this Dragon, because it does coincide with the Gear Hunters 2 event. The Gear Hunters 2 event, does it have any other event aligning with it? Just one? No, it aligns with the champion training right here. So you can see the champion training does align with this Gear Hunters 2 event, and you can use champion training to complete Gear Hunters 2 and Dragon to complete the Gear Hunters 2. So when Gear Hunters 2 is done, your champion training will still have a long way to go. Yes, so you can then kick off Ice Golem with which other Dungeon Divers? Ice Golem starts with this other Gear Hunters 3. That's for Ice Golem, and this champion training also cuts into this one. Hopefully there's another one. The spider does not align with this. It does, okay. And the last spider tournament also coincides with this Gear Hunters 3. So this one is the one that makes sense. Aligning Ice Golem and spider to be into one Dungeon Divers or Gear Hunters is what we are normally used to. But these other Gear Hunters 1 and 2 do not have 2 Dungeon farming events aligning with it. They only have one dragon, the other one had Fire Knight, and they both have maybe champion training cut it across them. But this last one, champion training does cut across it, but it still has 2 dungeon divers events aligning with it. So this one is going to be a little bit easier to complete because you're farming ice golem, you're farming spider, and you're doing champion training. You can complete this one easier. So if you have to skip any of these gear hunters that you do not like because you require a lot of energy, even after you're done farming the dragon, you still have to keep farming because of gear hunters. You might want to, if you're looking for any 2 events to skip, it might be these gear hunters 1 and 2. Because I can guarantee you I might be done with my Fire Knight farming, done with my champion training. I still have a ton more farming to do for Gear Hunters 1. So that's normally how they have been tailored to be these days in raid. So that's the first thing I wanted to check out in this fragment event right here. How many Gear Hunters events we have to do? That's 3. And how many events for Fire Knight and Dragon and all that spider cut across them, and champion training that cuts across them. With that out of the way for the plan, let me look at the next thing. We are used to seeing Classic Arena 1 and 2, so we don't talk about this one because fighting the Classic Arena is quite easy these days. All you have to do if you're trying to win those Classic Arena tournament, make sure you don't have a full man defense. You can simply set a weak man, 1-man defense, and you'll be able to find weaker opponents to fight, right? So when you set this like this and refresh, champion training, Classic Arena farming gets done easier. So, but I'm not gonna set that because if I set a 1-man weak defense, I just got knocked back to gold 4 or something. So take note of that. If you're no longer farming, you want to go to bed, take up that defense and put actually a strong defense so you don't fall lower in the ranks. So that one we don't really take a closer look at it because it's quite easy in every fusion. And if you do not know, this is where they used to add that 5 extra fragment in Classic Arena. There used to be 5 extra fragments in some events. Now they are only available in champion training or in shard summoning events. I miss these days when they used to be available in Classic Arena, so I can just win 1 Classic Arena and get 5 extra fragments. I miss those good old days, man. But those days are long gone. So now, down to the next event that is kind of a little bit difficult. That one will require you to spend silver when you're farming this type of you are trying to get fragments for this type of champion. So the first one we see silver is called Gear Enhancement 1, which is going to be this one. So you might be leveling your gear to 4 and 8, taking all your 5-star gear to 4 while you're taking your 6-star gear to 8 before you even sell them, whether they're trash or not, to get some points towards this one. Or you've been saving some energy on some silver, you might want to take all those your level 15 gear to 16 finally if you have millions of silver saved up before this fusion even starts. Or by gear cleansing all the trash gear you got from the Fire Knight and the champion training, you can get some points towards this gear enhancement. So you got one of them. You got another gear enhancement running right here. You got another one available right here. Speaking about gear cleansing and gear enhancement, my storage needs serious help for that department. I really need to do something about it. Now I'm farming the Fire Knight and I don't even know where the gear is going to go in the Fire Knight because obviously it is going here, right? Not yet. It's not going here yet. I thought I'll see it at the top right here by date. But anyways, so Fire Knight gear is not going here yet. Maybe I still have a little bit of more space available that I cleansed yesterday. Yes, it's still going in here. So this is where some Fire Knight gear is currently going. But if you have your auto sell turned on, you probably will not need to manually clear some of this trash by yourself. You can automatically clear it for you. So that's all I got from the Fire Knight 5-star gear. Weird. But anyways, I need to do that gear cleansing, which is going to give me some points in this gear enhancement event 1, 2, and 3. And give me enough space to also farm some more of this dungeon that I'll have to eventually do. So if you catch me on stream, twitch.tv/Friday after I post this video, I probably will doing all this gear cleansing while the Fire Knight or champion training is farming in the background. Because that's the main thing we're focusing on today, right now in raid. After having a chill time, relaxing, these 2-3 days have been so relaxed in raid and I kind of enjoyed the break. I had time to fight my Hydra keys on manual, Chimera keys on manual because there was really nothing else happening. We're just waiting for this Kroz Wallbreaker fusion and now it's finally in the game. So with that out of the way, Gear Hunters is out of the way. The next big one or the most important one that will determine whether you can even finish this fusion or not is the Shards summoning. I wanted to make sure there's not 3. Now let's count. At Friday, you can see a summon rush event coming up right here on the Friday. This one I don't know what it will entail, but the last week we had 2x events, so we don't know how this one will look like. But it's going to be a summon rush, which will probably require you to summon your sacred shards, which gives you more points, right? 500 points per sacred summon or something. So it gives you points for the value of the shard you summon, not for the type of champion you get from the shard. So that's going to be a chase. But this one is going to be summon your most valuable shards, the one that gives you the highest points, and that's sacred shards that will require maybe up to 7, because it does have 15 fragments right here. So what I try to do sometimes during this type of fusions, since I know I can skip out on 10, I go for the only 5 fragments from summon rush. That's usually my plan in this type of, I grab the 5 from the summon rush because I don't have enough shards to throw away during a non-boosted event, because this summon rush is normally not a boosted event. Your chances of getting legendaries and epics are not boosted during a summon rush usually, right? So I try to not go for the entire 15 fragments in summon rush, but people have said it's totally wise to do it, grab the 2 summoning events and save some other resources some other way. I don't like summon rush events. I never will, because the chances of getting legendaries are just lower. I know somebody says the chances of getting legendaries being boosted to a 12% instead of a 6%, there's not much different. It is, or from a 0.5% to a 1%, there's not much different. To me, a free-to-play player in raid, it's a huge difference. It's a 2x. So that's why I prefer to save for those type of events. Instead of throwing away 7 sacred shards in a summon rush, I'd rather throw away maybe 4, maybe 3, maybe 2 with 1000 mystery shards. So that's one thing I like to save my mystery shards for, to summon all of them during summon rush, and they save me about 1000 points during a summon rush, so I do not have to touch my precious 3 sacred shards that are saved up since Leo. Because we threw away everything during Leo, and I was hoping to use the budget friendly way of skipping out on this summon rush, so I end up completing only 1 summoning event. Now that's the first one. Let's see if there's any other summoning event waiting for me along the way. I don't see any. Champion Chase is the next one. Another summoning event is right here, Champion Chase. This one is kind of easier. Why I say easier? Because Champion Chase, you have many ways of getting Champion Chase done even without touching your shards. You could summon Remnant summons that I'm waiting for, 2 or 3. Maybe by then I have up to 3 Remnant summons to do. That's even if I get epics. That's about what, 750 points right there, even if I get only epics. So definitely I like to do champion chase because it doesn't require you to just go straight to your shards. Although that champion chase weekend will be a boosted chance event, and let me see if I even want to go for that one or start saving something big that will come after this fusion, because the saving for the next big thing in raid should start now, not throw everything away and then after this fusion you're still starting from 0. So I'm not trying to go too crazy in this fusion. I'm trying to do what I can. When I say what I can, I might go to my old fusions and begin to even fuse more copies of these champions. I can even fuse 1 copy of Relic Keeper. So that's also a way to complete champion chase. More copies of Broadmoor will be fused. How many Broadmoors can I fuse? 2. So 2 Broadmoors right here. That's about what, 700 points right there. So I will not go into champion chase and start going crazy with my shards. I want to save for the next big thing that will come up in raid, and I don't like how low I am in all my shard departments. So the saving starts now. Even during a fusion I'll try to save. So I will use every tactics in the book to complete that champion chase and skip out on as many shards as I can during the summon rush by relying heavily on my mystery shards before I have to touch any other shard types in my account right now. So that's my fusion plan that I wanted to share with you. I broke down what I'm doing about the dungeon events and how they align with these gear hunters 1, 2 and 3, what you can do about your silver based on the fact that you have 2 or 3 gear enhancement events that will require a lot of silver too if you're broke for silver, and then classic arena, which we don't talk about, and the 10 extra fragments. If you're lucky enough to be a leader in any of these tournament leaderboards, then you'll be getting 10 extra fragments. So good luck to you if you're chasing after that, but it's not going to be an easy one. As for energy that you have to consume during all this time, because that's a big part of it, my void shard, what do you call it now, my gem count is kind of low, less than 4k, I mean less than 5k, and I don't like that. I'm normally about 8k, 10k and all that. So I'll have to watch how much gems I spend during this fusion. That's why I'll not start day one of the fusion with gems. I'm going over to all the energy I was saving from all these other weekly, monthly missions. I claimed them. That's why you see 1600 energy. I claimed everything, all the energy that was hiding in all these other fusion warm-up events that had energy and other events that just ended. I claimed all the energy and I started that one. So I'm not going to start going crazy with my gems, and I still have some pots of energy saved up right here, 300, 100, all these ones they've been giving us for free. Well, there was a compensation one, 300 energy auto battles that I just gave for the prolonged maintenance that happened, is it yesterday or today? So you don't want to go straight to your energy pots. You want to start with these ones first. And if your clan somehow wants CVC, you also have another energy source that can take you through the champion training. If you did get some crazy amount of personal rewards, that's tier 6 personal rewards, right? That's awesome. I did hit 400,000 CVC points live on stream. If you did not catch that stream, go ahead to the channel and check out that stream. I did go from 50k all the way to 400k CVC points with saved resources. It's not magical. Its resources I've saved up, especially epic skill tome that I had to put on a bunch of epics to get me the mythical books and all that, and then some what do you call it now, Sun Devil Necropolis farming to finish it up, right? So I did that on stream yesterday, so check it out. Check that stream out if you want to see how I got 400k CVC points being free to play in raid, but saved enough resources to get it done. So that's one energy source that I'm looking at claiming, not right now that the Fire Knight doesn't need to use that right now. But if this is your only source, you can claim it and start using this to farm the Fire Knight before you start even touching your gems. The next source of energy I will claim while this is available is going to be this clan shop. I do have 1000, or you should also have 1000 energy available right here if you farmed enough clan gold right here from the clan quest. If you have enough clan gold, you can spend it right here. Why I don't have any clan gold is because I just bought the legendary skill tome for 3k and now I'm broke. I did pick up 2 clan elite quests that I'm gonna get done. The high elves farming one for high elves only spider farming, right, and the 10 simultaneous debuffs on the Fire Knight castle. Just with a dark kill, I think I can get this one done to place all those poisons while Allah's knock its stun meter down or something. 10 simultaneous buffs. Yeah, that one is kind of easy. So that's my plan right here for these energy sources that I'm going to use to finish this fusion. And yeah, I think this one is a straightforward one. It's going to be an easier fusion. The plan looks not so complicated. There's no crazy secret event hiding somewhere or something that we should be expecting, or maybe there is, we just don't know yet. So because it looks kind of usual as fusions used to be in the past, no crazy thing in the middle of it, although there is always supposed to be an event going on for those players who are not interested in the fusion activities at all. There's always something that goes along with this fusion that you can also keep yourself involved in the game with. So watch out for those type of things that will might release soon that does not require you to get fragments for this champion. They always want to make sure that even if you're not going for the fusion, you see other events that you might be interested in and chase after, right? So that's all I wanted to share with you for this fusion plan right now for this legendary champion. You asked me what is it worth going for. I'm not the best player or the best content creator to ask about champions in raid. I just go by my personal experience when I get them and use them, and that's when I can talk about them. For now, I'm not supposed to hype up a champion I don't know much about, or I've not even tested myself. It's all I'm seeing is from the videos people are putting out about him, and from my own initial impression about him, it seems like it's one of those ones that I would love to have in my fragments right here, which I have no legendaries saved up. So if I was to push for something crazy, I have no legendary to just hit someone and get me a ton of points. That's what I want to grab this champion for, because it feels good to have a bunch of legendaries lined up your summoning portal that you can use to complete a champion chase or push CVC with PRO rewards for a future date. That's one reason I want to go for this fusion. And also the second reason is, if I don't go for this fusion because it's a trash, because I don't have resources, because it's going to be all that other excuses that people are giving, I'll still eventually end up with 60 fragments of the champion, or 80 or 70 or 40. So I don't want to skip the fusion and still go grab fragments by mistake, or because I was chasing 2x speed dragon farming or some other classic arena that I was doing that manages to give me 40 or 50 fragments of the champion. So if I'm going to passively gain 50 fragments, I might as well put the active effort to gain the rest of the 50 fragments. So that's why I'm putting that 50 extra percent effort into getting this champion fragment, since I'm going to passively anyways get the other 50 or 40 without even trying. So those are my reasons for always going for these fusions, whether they are good or not. So I guess we'll see him in the game. And remember, these champions in raid always get buffed, always in the, well, not as regularly as we want to, but if a champion is so bad that the player base is not using it for any content, raid will almost always goes back to that champion and revisit them and, you know, make their skills a little bit more better, change it and all that, so you can begin to appreciate them more in some content in the game. So we don't know what new content will be released or where these champions can be used, and they are the helpful one, especially with this Fire Knight hard mode, Faction Wars hard mode that we all have to push if you want these mythical champions. You always want to have the best champions for the best positions that you need them for. For now, I don't know where I'm going to use him. I just want a brand new champion that is not so easily accessible, but if you're doing all these events along the way and you're playing the game actively or passively, hopefully you get up to that 100 fragments required to obtain him and add him to your roster. Alright, like, subscribe for more daily raid content, and let me know in the comments below if your plan is different from mine. I always want to hear from you guys, see if your plan that you're pushing forward to this one is totally different from mine, right? I always want to hear your inputs and also learn from you guys. See you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Later, guys.